Going on, you guys? This is your boy Dominic, aka the Dark Rider from the Dirty South, coming live and direct from the West Coast. Let's get straight into the topic: manhood. And I've had some people say, "Well, what's one of the first steps to being a man?" And that goes into this video. One of the first steps in becoming a man is making a decision. Now, I got this specifically from Tariq Nasheed. Shout out to Tariq Nasheed. I'm trying to think back. I think it was probably about 2000 that I bought. At that time, I bought The Art of Macking, and that book wasn't just about learning how to get women. It was more so about becoming confident, and that was a period in my life that I did not have a lot of confidence. And one of the main things that he said as a faraway mentor, if you will, was that you become more confident by making decisions and sticking to them. Such as what I'm talking about in this video. Part of being a man is building that confidence, but part of building that confidence is being assertive. Because what happens is when you make a decision and you do not stick to that decision, you unconsciously start to doubt yourself. And if you unconsciously doubt yourself, then you start to look down on yourself and doubt your ability to be a man. So, for example, it's about 11:35 here on the West Coast. Lord bless in the morning. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to get up probably around 4:30, 5 o'clock, and I'm going to pray. And then after I pray, I'm going to jump rope. And then after I jump rope, I'm probably going to read the Bible for a little while. And then after I do that, I'll probably take me a cold shower and go back to sleep. And then by then, by then, I guess an hour and a half would have passed away. And then I'll go to the gym and I'll spend about 45 minutes to an hour at the gym. And then I'll come back. It's a holiday. And I'll take me a cold shower then to shock my body and to get rid of the brown adipose fat and make myself burn quicker. And then I'll take a nap. And then after I take that nap, I'll probably wake up again about 11 o'clock and I'll do some writing, yada, yada, yada. What's my point? My day is structured. I have a plan for how I'm going to execute my day. Why? Because I'm a man. See, if I got up in the morning and I did not work out, I did not jump rope, I did not do all the things that I said that I was going to do, then unconsciously I would start to feel bad about myself. It would make me doubt myself. See, the issue with a lot of you guys is that you live your life just on a whim. I understand spontaneity because I'm one of the most spontaneous persons that you will meet. You know, I'm big for, I'm one of those cats that, I may up tomorrow and be like, man, I want to go to Vegas for a day, not that serious. But my point is, I'm spontaneous, and sometimes you have to live life by the collar. However, if you are a person that is trying to make up for lost time, then you have to be focused. I said in a previous video that I felt like, yes, God has turned my crooked path straight. However, at the same time, I also stated that I wasn't as far ahead as I should have been because of mistakes that I made, 10 years ago or so, and that's made me be behind. So I can't afford to be off track and to be off focus. So I have to focus more now than ever. Whether that's focusing on my health, eating right, working out. Those are activities that create this energy. See, here's the thing that a lot of people won't tell you is that my pastor says it like this: we are literally spirits having a human experience. And if you believe in quantum physics, which quantum physics does not go against Christianity, it's just the truth. You emit this energy around you that when you walk in the room, people can sense it. People can sense confidence. People can sense depression. That's why when you walk in the room, people know something is wrong. Maybe you don't even say anything, but they sense that malevolent spirit on you. They sense that depressive spirit on you. In many instances, it's because of the food that you eat that has you feeling depressed, eating too many carbohydrates. But that's another whole video for another day. All I'm saying is, one of the ways that you become a man, for the people that want to know, one step, just one, is by making a decision and sticking to it and allowing that decision to be I won't say easy decision, but being I guess maybe a convenient decision. Because the more that you can make easy steps or small steps, the more it will give you the confidence to make bigger steps. For example, some of you guys are morbidly obese, for example. The wrong thing to do is to say, you know what? I haven't worked out in 20 years. You know, I'm 370 pounds. So I'm going to go out there tomorrow and I'm going to run 2 miles. So let's say you get out there and you make this decision. I'm going to run 2 miles. And you go out there and either one or two things is going to happen. Either you're going to pass out and probably keel over and die from a heart attack, you know, right? Or more than likely, you're probably going to get to a certain point and you're going to stop. Why? Because that decision is more than likely not a realistic one. What happens is once you don't make the decision, you start to feel in the dumps because I've said that I was going to go out there and run a mile and I didn't. So now your confidence is hit. The more wise choice is to say, hey, look, I'm 370 pounds. I've not worked out in over 10 years. So the wise choice for me to make is to say, tomorrow, I'm going to just practice just walking down the street. And once you walk down the street and you make that makeable decision come true, you complete that goal, then you have the confidence to make another decision. You say, you know what? The day after that, I walked down the street yesterday. So today I'm going to not only walk down the street, but at the same time, I'm going to walk around that block. You complete that choice. You made that decision. You completed that goal. And the next day you say, I'm going to not only walk down the street, walk around the corner, but now I'm going to do 10 jumping jacks after I've done that. You see what I'm saying? In other words, with every successive step, you've added on to it until you look up and you lost over 200 pounds. Why? Because you took a universal principle, and that principle comes from God Almighty himself. And that's this right here. No man should talk about tomorrow, basically. You take every day, a day at a time. I'm not saying you don't plan, but in the back of your mind, I have to take everything one day at a time. That mountain was navigated one day at a time. And the more you do that, the more confidence you build to the point that you can make those difficult decisions because you're used to being successful in decisions that are small. The Bible says it like this. It says, it is the little foxes that spoil the vine. In other words, the little things that you and I don't consider. The little things that we tend to take for granted are the things that can ultimately make us or break us. Could ultimately mean the difference between you having a life of success or a life of failure. Think about it for a second, ladies and gentlemen. What are the little foxes in your life? For men, I made a big point of saying, what are the decisions that you are making that are at this point of your life have been proven to be unrealistic? Doesn't mean that you can't make them eventually. It just means right now it's not realistic because you're not in that place. For some of you, you're making decisions for a place that you are not in yet. You are making, like I gave the example of the obese 370-pound gentleman. He's making a decision because he sees himself as a 170-pound man. So the vision that he sees is right, but the mechanism or the way that he chooses to get there is wrong. And so because the mechanism for how he chooses to get there is wrong, he gives up. So what I'm suggesting is you keep that vision. You still look at yourself in faith as that 170-pound man. But until you become what you see, you still have to use wisdom and you have to use diligence and persistence to get where you need to get. Otherwise, you're going to kill yourself before you get there. And that's with anything. And I'm not even saying just a literal death. What I am saying is, even figuratively speaking, sometimes we kill our destiny because we try to do things before their time. Fruit outside of its season could potentially kill you. That same healthy fruit that's good for you. There's this vegetable, I guess, if you will, that's in South Arkansas. A lot of the old people know it. They call it poke. I don't know, it's pork or poke or something. Poke salad. Everybody knows that poke salad is good. It's like this wild vine. However, those same old people will tell you that if you eat poke salad outside of its season, that stuff will kill your behind. Why? Because you're eating it at the wrong time. So you may be able to put the best seasoning on this poke salad. But you take your butt out there and you eat that poke salad during the wrong time, we will be coming to your funeral, ladies and gentlemen. Such as the case with a lot of you cats. A lot of you cats are great people, man. Great ambition, great heart, just full of energy. But you're need to slow it down a little bit. Kobe Bryant, one of the greatest basketball players of all time, was not afraid to take those shots when his rookie year. However, he did a lot of things to alienate his teammates his rookie year because he was doing stuff that he was not ready to do. Once he developed his game more and he was ready, the same things he did, he was starting to hit those shots. And we have one of the greatest players we have of all times. Now, he learned a lot through mistakes. However, my point is that there's a lot of things in your life, folks, you have to determine and be honest and say, am I really ready for this? I had perfect example, and I'll say this, use the example, and I'll let you guys go. I had this cat who wanted me to write this screenplay, and his daughter, he's my frat brother, and his daughter is this like A-list celebrity, you know, and he wanted me to write this project. This was probably around 2010. And that's when I really started getting into screenwriting and stuff like that. And he gave me money for it. And you know what I did? I gave him his money right back. You know why? Because I wasn't ready. Because I knew based on what that brother wanted to do, I would not bring it justice. Some people would have been like, oh man, you got the money. Ooh, you man. But integrity caused me to give him that money back because I know deep down, after I saw the project he wanted me to do, after I saw the story that he wanted me to tell, it went against my convictions, number one. And then number two, even if it did not go against my convictions, I couldn't do it justice. And it would not have been fair to him and would not have been fair to her. right? And now I could probably do it, but then, no, I couldn't do it. But that comes from maturity. Having the ability to make a decision and sticking to it. Making a realistic decision, that which means that you have to make a realistic assessment of where you are in your life right now and sticking to it and doing it, man. You can do it, ladies and gentlemen. Be realistic. Like I know right now, I'm not going to no NFL. It's not going to happen. I'm not going to play in the NBA. It's not going to happen. I don't have the talent for that. In the back of my mind, I think I'm all right. But you know what? I ain't good like that. I'm not going to the NBA. Realistic assessment of where you are. Guess what? I can sort of T-Pain. I can sort of auto-tune. But I've heard T-Pain sing without the auto-tune. He sound pretty dang good. But you know what? I can't sing like that. I can get a Grammy for singing in my shower. Oh, yes, I can. I can get a big one. But you know what? In real life, I suck. I can't sing. Realistic expectation of where I am. Can I act? Absolutely. Do I think I can act good enough to be on television? Absolutely. Do I think I can write good enough to have some of my stuff produced? Absolutely. Those things I believe are realistic. But there are other things that I know that are not. But I can only do that because I'm honest about what I am. And I make decisions accordingly to that. And I suggest you guys do the same thing. And the more you do that, the more you stick to that, the more confidence you build. And the more confidence you build, the more you attract the thing to you that you want in the first place. This is your boy, Dominic, aka the Dark Rider from the South, coming live and direct